Hello, Twitch. How we doing? What's new? What's happening? Welcome. Congrats to all the new subscribers out there. How is everyone doing this lovely Sunday? Hope everyone's having wrap up to a lovely weekend. I'm gonna make myself some coffee. And we're gonna hope that I continue to feel okay. Because, yeah, I've had sort of a rough day. My stomach ain't agreeing with me today for some reason. And, yeah. Yeah. Start. There we go. Enchiladas. Gonna be doing enchiladas. I got those extra tortillas that I didn't fry up the other day, and so I was like, what am I gonna do to use those up? I know enchiladas are traditionally a corn tortilla ordeal. We're gonna use flour tortillas tonight. Gonna use some more ground beef. I got some more defrosting over here. Gonna make enchilada sauce. Let's see what other goodies we got. We got beans on the stove. I just cooked those for an hour, and I brought them up to a boil. I've let them sit there for a little while because I forgot to put them in water last night. So I forgot to soak beans, and beans aren't also... We're going way untraditional here as far as enchiladas. Enchiladas are normally either chicken or beef with a corn tortilla, and they'll have other what I'll call fillers or starches thrown in there. Like potato would be a little bit more authentic, but I just can't do potato, and I love potatoes, and I cook with potatoes all the time. I just can't mix potatoes into the meat. I just get this feeling of like I'm cheapening what I'm doing. So I'm gonna cook up a little rice. Gonna do some kidney beans. We're gonna do some ground beef. I got the leftover cheese sauce. We got the salsa left over from. And so yeah, we're gonna put that all together, bake that off, cover that with some leftover guacamole and some sour cream. Quick and easy, nice dinner. And thank you all for joining me tonight. Hopefully, well, I'm 50-50 on the coffee here. Whether it's gonna make me feel better or whether it's gonna get tossed quickly. But other than my stomach being a little yucky, I've had a pretty good day today as far as got a bunch of laundry done yesterday. Got a bit of cleaning done today. Yeah, well, I mean, it's high acid. It's a little bit more riskier than other things, because you have high acid, you have things that can irritate. Yeah. My body doesn't love dairy anymore. It's okay with dairy, but it doesn't love it anymore. Yep, this is about the latest I do. I've been doing this now for... 2-3 months now, streams. Just starting off with coffee in the evening. I'm very much a 1 or 2 of these in the morning person. I am generally okay with caffeine as long as it's about 6 o'clock-ish or earlier. You start getting past that and you're pushing it. It is 4:30. Stream starts at 4:30 rather, for me regularly. Cheers, folks. Happy weekend. Hi, Bun Buns. Bun Buns is living on the East Coast. Or maybe the Midwest. Let's start off by cutting some onion here. Let's start off by cleaning my cutting board here. And I'm gonna need a little scrubbing power than this. More scrubbing power than that. Ohio. My condolences. Yeah, Kip, it's about the latest that I'm gonna do for coffee or something like that. I can usually still fall asleep, but, you know, it's not gonna be a good sleep. And I'm getting to the point where I'm now paying a little bit more attention to how I'm sleeping at night. And, yeah. Okay, beans, we need to get some fresh water on and start boiling them. So we'll drain off liquid, leaving our kidney beans in the bottom. Still slightly warm, but it's been sitting for an hour, so it's not boiling hot anymore. Get the vast majority of that water off of them. Put some fresh water on them. Get them back boiling. Started doing a half of a clean out here too with tonight's dinner. We got some, I'm gonna throw some olives in there because I got them kicking around. We'll see what else we can toss in there to bulk them up. I'm hoping to make like burrito-sized enchiladas here tonight. So there's our kidney beans. Throw a bit of salt in there with them. Just a touch of acid. A little apple cider vinegar. Bring those back up to a boil. While those are doing that, let's chop up an onion just to have that ready. Got a little bit of a stem over here. Hey Davenport, welcome in. Working on making enchiladas tonight, Davenport. Starting off with cooking some kidney beans on the stove, and we're cutting up some white onion. It's gonna go inside eventually. All that diced. Somewhat close. I'm realizing that my timers are yet again not working right. There we go. That should work better now. Don't have the game in chat, don't have all that other necessary info. We're starting a battle in 2 minutes that I'm going to lose royally, because it looks like I'm the only one on the battlefield, and there's lots of mobs up there. What do we got in this? Does it show how many enemies are up there yet? There's at least like 40 or 50. Prepping. What else do we have to prep? We have our leftover guacamole and greens over here. We'll let those sit. I thought I'd carefully put plastic wrap down on that guacamole. It's got a little more, it's still functional, but it's a little bit more oxidized than I thought. And we got all of our got some leftover diced green onion and cilantro here from Friday. Toss these in with the meat. I think it's time we start on our sauce here. Which means we need a roux. I'm gonna use butter. Hey Zen, welcome in. How you been? Welcome, welcome. Turn the flame off there for a moment so it doesn't get too hot. Just let it melt. Ah! Making chicken enchilada soup. I'm making beef enchiladas. Nice. Yeah, that's never a fun project. I'm not a big fan of shredding meat. Reminds me of, yeah. I worked at a, was it my first kitchen? Yeah, my first kitchen job. I was in a fitness center slash fitness club slash like a private club, private tennis club. And they had like a fancy restaurant upstairs that was like the private members restaurant, and then they had like a cheap cafe downstairs, and they had this barbacoa dish that they would do, but they would make it upstairs because they have all the major equipment upstairs and finish it downstairs. And so we'd just get this giant thing of roasted barbacoa meat that I had to then sit there and shred. And I'm laughing at it because they called it barbacoa, but it really was just like pork butt. And if you know what barbacoa is, it's typically not pork to begin with, and it's typically not your finest cuts. Let's do our battle here since that's ready. Let's see me die heroically here. I got my tank here. Oops. Definitely want some help for my tank. What is this one? No. Level 30 tank versus 47 armies. Enemies, not armies. Eesh. This is not looking good. Boo. I took out 9 of them, though. We're gonna give that another shot, see if I can get some more help to do this battle again. Put my Centurion out there this time. Looks like we got a few less mobs to fight this time, too. We'll see how that works. DC Uno. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to look that up. Dice. Spanish for breakfast. Okay, we got melted butter back here on the stove. This is what we're working on. We got melted butter. We're going to turn the heat back on there. Pull up one of our colorful whisks. Drop in some flour. Now into this. Again, not traditional. Oh! Enjoy, Kip. Hope your meeting goes well. Hope you don't get a bunch of extra tasks. We'll add some chicken stock to that party. Whisk in any lumps we have of our roux. Now, I love the recipe that I'm loosely. I'm not following this recipe very well, but the recipe that I pulled up for this is a 10-minute enchilada recipe. That's bullshit. Anytime you're using a roux, you're generally, well, with the exception if you're going like Creole with oil and flour and going really hot, when you're using a roux, it's going to take you 20 minutes to cook out that flour flavor. Otherwise, your sauce is going to still taste like raw flour. And so, we're going to have to let this simmer for a little while. We're going to add a whole bunch more into there with that, but that is the start of that. We're going to add some seasonings in there now. Somewhat similar to the seasonings we'll probably be throwing in with the beef, so we might as well just leave them out too. I'm wishing I didn't run out of cumin. I'd used some of that today. I used that on Friday. I finished it up. Cayenne. Okay. Nice. Smelling like gravy over here now with that thickened sauce. Do a pinch of mustard in there. Bit of garlic. A little heavy on the garlic there. Onion. Turn that heat down. You want it boiling, but you don't want it boiling that hot. That is New Mexico chili powder. That is an obviously still damp measuring spoon that I probably shouldn't have put in my other chili powder. But let's put in this one now. There we go. So we got both New Mexico and ancho chili powder there. A little ground white pepper. Cayenne. Coriander. powder. And oregano. Now I'm just going to leave all those up because those are all going into the beef too. Need a bit more tomato here, so we'll add a bit of tomato paste. So flame off, we still got a little. And then I'm going to thin that out a little bit more with a bit more stock. Because it is a bit thicker than I want it to be, and it's going to continue to thicken as it cooks here, but I don't want to add too much liquid at the same time. Okay, and there is the basis, or the beginning of our enchilada sauce. Now, if you were trying to be 100% more authentic with it, yeah, you'd be doing more tomato sauce in there instead of chicken stock. You'd also be... let's see what else we got on that list that I don't have in there. You'd be adding more water than I'm not adding in there because I'm adding chicken stock instead. Pickles on chicken sandwich. I like pickles. What's wrong with pickles? They're like that perfect, like, to me, when they're on sandwiches, they're that perfect, like, palate cleanser, like, included in the bite. Like, that acid is gonna wipe free of everything that was in your mouth beforehand and ready you for that next bite of deliciousness. Cut the heat down on that a little bit. We want them cooking but not boiling. Oops. You can't see the kidney beans over there. I'm going to move the camera here. There we go. It likes to, gravity likes to make it fall. You like pickles but not with chicken. I don't know about that one. The classic chicken sandwich, I mean, you pretty much can't order that without pickles unless you're special ordering it. But each their own. Okay. We've got that and that ready. Let's cut up some olives. Just some regular old cheapo black olives. No fancy calamatas or anything like that tonight. You can fit in there. You can fit in there. You can fit in there. Fit in there. Having them all first. They're pretty in the nice little rings, but this is easier to cut, safer to cut. I like having most anything. Like I have the... I have garlic before I slice it most of the time. Oh, captions. Captions, oh, captions. They seem to be right only when I'm looking at them. Even then, they're wrong. Starting to stick a little bit over here. Not really a buildup like it's gonna burn, but when I rub the whisk over that area, I can tell that it's sort of sticking to the pan because it feels a little like rubbing against sandpaper compared to smooth area over here. It's a little bit rough over here. That was me draining the big thing of liquid water that I was using to defrost the chicken stock and the ground beef. And I forgot to send that over here, didn't I? That I did. Let's just search for it. There we go. There's that recipe again. How long's the cooking time? Yeah, that's more than I thought. Might have to do a little bit of an AFK tonight. Let that cook. But not yet. We'll put that on the back burner and continue to cook that at low temp. Sunflower oil. That was not good. I just splattered beef blood into my eye. Not the desired outcome there. Take out our roughly pound of beef. Oh, that's something else I was going to throw in there. I'm going to split this up between both of them. Got a little bit of salsa left over from Friday. Not a lot. And we'll drop some of that in there into our enchilada sauce to cook with it. Pan over here starting to get warm, starting to get on the edge of smoky. Close bedroom door. Don't want no smoke alarms going off. And we're gonna season our meat, starting off with a whole bunch of salt. More salt than that. Okay, salted the beef. Okay, definite smoke going there. Give that just a moment longer. Let's put the flour away. Yeah, that doesn't want to go in there in one piece. It's supposed to go in there in one piece, but doesn't want to. throw some trash. Be right back. Getting too much moisture there, it's because all of our beef broke up. Even though it's at nearly the highest heat we can go. Still steaming that meat instead of properly cooking. I probably should have added a little baking powder. We can start. Oh, I put all those spices back away. I wasn't supposed to do that. Coriander, garlic, onion, mustard, cayenne, New Mexico chili, ancho chili, and oregano, dried. Okay. Now we're getting a bit hot in the pan. We're just going to break this up a bit more. And because this is already a little dry, I am going to hit this with a bit of chicken stock too. Making sure we got all broke up nicely. Bring it up to a good boil. Add some salt, pepper, and MSG. Or rather, we got a decent amount of salt in there, but we need the MSG and the pepper still. I'd be sweating. All the steam coming off of everything here. It's like I'm in a steam bath right now. And and heat off over here. We'll just let that rest. And we're actually going to swap with our enchilada sauce, which may need a bit more thinning out. 1 minute, get units on the battlefield, looking like it's going to be me versus all again. See how our beans are cooking here next. We still got a flame there, they're just not bubbling. Those are on the edge. Still a little chalky. A little bit. But you could probably get away with using those. I'm going to cook them a little bit longer. Bottle. Time for bottle. Let's watch me die valiantly, yet again. Let's see, where am I? Yeah. Let me try for killing this time. Nope, this ain't gonna happen. I'm dead again. Ooh, I almost did it though. Oh, we're definitely trying that once more. I'm doing that once more. I'm gonna put my tank back down there though. See if we don't do better that way. Yeah. One last shot on that map. I'm going to add a bit more water into this. Well, I didn't add any water earlier. I'm going to add some water now, rather than chicken stock this time. It is still slightly sticking. You got like a light coating that's sticking a couple places in the pan here. It's not burning though, so we're at least safe with that. Next project is rice. I need to rinse that out, even though I just cleaned that. A little oil from, I think, from dripping down from my vent. Let's see how much rice we're going to use here tonight. help! Yay! So rinse our rice off real good here. I just typically put my rice in a strainer. A lot of people like to put it in their cooking container and just completely flood it with water a couple of times. I prefer putting it in a strainer and just washing it until you can see the water coming, whether it's coming clear or not, in the bottom of the sink as it drains. But we're not quite there. It's still pretty cloudy. That's odd, because this brand is usually, I'm using a organic California brand of rice, and they typically don't need that much to come clear. There we go, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Let it drain for a moment. This is on too high. We want this just coasting. We need, let's check type of rice, how much water we want for this type of rice. Using a short cream that I don't typically use. 1.5. 1.5 ratio. Thank you, Kip. You didn't need to do that, though. I'm okay with losing all day at Stream Raiders. And then 1.5 times. One and a half times in water. And with our rice tonight, we are going to do, oh hey, how convenient. Little squirt of tomato paste. A couple spoonfuls of salsa. I do have more. It's like, I thought I had like gazillion limes in this house. Where'd they go? I'm so bad with citrus with I'll need like 1 lemon or 1 lime. I always grab like 3 or 4. And then lime, just like that. So we're gonna bring that up to a boil here as well. gonna set the beans in the back burner here, just to hang out. There we go. Make sure we get flame under there. When that comes to a boil, we'll use our lid and cover that up. They're nice with I use them for cocktails, use them for I don't put them with beer, but people put them with beer. Yeah. Actually, I've been digging a new I've been trying out this stuff. I don't know if it's new or not. But this has been half decent. Peach black tea, sparkling water. I've gone through a couple of these. They were, I think they're brand new. I don't know, but they were on sale for $3 for a whole case. So, got to give them a shot for that price. And so we're now sort of killing time here. We got to cook our rice. We got to make sure our beans keep cooking through. We got pretty much everything else set here. What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? Setting the oven. But that's not a huge priority at this second. And leftover cheese sauce. We'll start our oven. And I think we're going to do condiments on the board, building over here. I don't know why I even really have that out other than I sort of want it room temp. We have our cooking receptacle. Tortillas. Jalapenos. So anyone else trying anything out new lately? Any new discoveries? I haven't done a whole other than the soda water, I haven't tried much new lately. Yeah, I'm feeling locked down too. I'm looking at there's a news article I read this morning that California's ER rooms are all packed full again. And if you look at the stats for Sonoma County, we're peaking just like we did back in like January. We've got, there's something like 140 cases just today. I think I'm gonna try and stay at home a bit more often again. I was pretty free about going out regularly for stores. I think I'm gonna start planning ahead again. Awesome. What kind of scotches? What ones have you tried? I've still been. I mean, I've made a couple trips to Kentucky in the last couple of years, and so I've been sort of hooked on bourbon lately. But I'm open to all whiskey. I just sort of feel like I don't know it at the same time. Starting to get a boil over here. We'll put the cover on and let that come to a full boil, and then we'll shut it off. Nice. Yeah, I haven't delved into... I sort of want to try some of them, but I have a couple of bourbons so I want to try too first. And they're definitely on the cheaper end compared to, say, Brookletti or a couple other brands that I'm sort of tempted to give a shot someday. If you're into all that, into Scotch, I highly recommend. It's a little bit of a commercial, a little bit. I mean, you're watching a documentary on Scotch, but there is a great documentary on Amazon. Let me. Hello, Laughing Bear. Welcome, welcome. Oops. Does that give me... No, it doesn't. Okay. But this is an absolutely amazing video on Scotch. If you take a look at that, it should be free if you're Prime. And even if you don't want to watch it for the info on the Scotch, it's a gorgeous video of Scotland. How you doing today, Laughing Bear? How's Ventura County treating you today? Hopefully not too smoky. Not looking too smoky out here today. Google keeps telling me that it's smoky outside, and I look outside and like, that doesn't look smoky. I mean, for me in the last 5 years, smoky is like I can't see my car outside. Okay, what else do we need to get going here last before we get... Nothing too bad this year, not gonna win. Yep. Yes. Right there, right there with you. I'm doing quite well. Ah, well, that's what VPNs are for. I actually haven't ever really needed to use a VPN for that I can remember. I use a VPN, but I use it mostly because I don't want my... I've noticed that, well, it's my opinion, from my experience, that Comcast throttles me on certain sites and certain things. And log into VPN, all of a sudden things load quicker. Yep, those monopoly businesses are usually not great at service. They'll tell you they're not a monopoly. There's other cable companies. Yeah, they're not in my region. Well, then again, Kip, I don't know if Amazon, I think, kicks me off of my VPN if I'm using. I don't know. I don't remember. They know all of them. Yep. Or they'll say that, well, technically you could go and get AT&T, which, I mean, is going to be like half the bandwidth. Yeah, I wish I could... Sort of wish I could have a setup sort of like a... I don't know if anyone knows deadmau5, the musician, and his ridiculous setup that he has in his house. But I would love to have a wireless setup like he has. He's got basically his own cellular node. Yeah, here, Kip, typically you have the choice of cable, which you'll only have one provider for, really. You may have a couple other cable companies on there in the area, but typically they're piggybacking off of that first one, and so it's gonna cost you more to use third-party service that isn't the main guy. And then we'll have telephone/fiber service, which is typically has decent download speeds, but is horrible at upload speeds, and is not as fast as cable can be. So really your only option, if you want to have, like streamable quality internet, is to have a high-end cable package. And from essentially the monopoly in the area. I think we've gotten our 10 minutes to cook our rice. How's our beans looking? Again, like the limes and lemons. Why didn't I just grab a single bean? Yeah, I'm pretty much... Sonoma is pretty close to being on the major internet backbone of the United States, too. I don't know if it's as much of a backbone. I doubt it's nearly as much of a backbone as it used to be. But it used to be that you had a really major line going through New York to Detroit, Chicago, and then it dipped down into the south. Then it came across over to like L.A. and then rode the coast of California up to Washington. And so that one, which used to be like the backbone, but I also know that what was the name of that company? The only reason that I knew this so much was one of their hubs was actually in a town that I lived in when I was a kid. But I can't remember the name of the company. But the company got Quest. But it was not the Quest that everyone knows. It was not the telecom company Quest. Quest came after that. That everyone knows. It was either bought or went defunct. But thank you for that follow, Laughing Bear. I'm okay with the beans. I'm okay with that. I think we're about ready to start doing a little building here. Let's mix up our meat mixture. Take all of our ground beef and all the goodies from that. Take our leftover cheese sauce from Friday. American and Swiss bechamel. Get out of there. We'll let that slowly warm up. Let's take all of this old cilantro and a majority of the green onion. Throw that all in here with the beef. Try and get all those whites at the bottom. Leave us a few greens for garnishing at the end. Bunch of pickled jalapenos. Carrots I'll eat on my own as like a snack sometime. I tried one of those the other night for the first time. This is the first time I bought these that I remember. And the carrots in these are pretty good. Like, really good. Ooh. Cheese sizzle. I expect this to be broken, by the way. We're going to mix it in with all the beef, so I'm okay if it's slightly broken. Now there's one someone should be able to figure out. Heat's off back here. Oops, that wasn't good. Glad the flame's off. Yes, I gotta clean my... These things, I don't mention these much on stream, and they do need some cleaning, but these things are one of the best things that I've ever bought for my kitchen. They're... You can buy them online. They're essentially sheets of Teflon, or Teflon sheet, with a little cutout for the center. You cut them out to match your burner sizes, and cut them out to match the space, and just makes cleaning so much easier when it comes to the stove. You can just pull these up and give them a rinse off in the sink. Good to go. Occasionally, if you get, the worries with them is, one, you have to be careful if you get too much oil under there, because the oil can get underneath them. Great way to start a fire. But other than that, hell of a lot easier to clean up that stove. And then if they burn, like this one has some, they just sort of like char. They don't actually, there's no flame or anything, they just burn. Yep. And of course, no one ever uses stoves the way they're originally designed. No one. If you notice, most stoves, even this one's got a little bit to it. There's an indent where the actual burners are. The old school way that that's set up is you're supposed to have water setting on the stovetop, so that as you're cooking, anything drops down there, it's just dropping into water. You just pull up all the water and you're done. You're clean. Hey, Peanut. It's a little like if anyone uses a wok or has been in a wok station in a restaurant, they'll have entire table will have a jet spray of water going across it. It's so much easier. Hey, Peanut. Welcome in. Welcome. How's Hawaii treating you? Okay, we got our cheese sauce melted here. Let's toss that in with our meat. Just throw a good portion of these white onions in there. You just leave a few for garnish on top. And let's pour the liquid off of our beans and throw our beans in there. Carefully. Trying to carefully pour these off without having to strain them. We'll strain them. Oh, hey, I got a strainer right here. Why not? I would be worried about this having touched the floor if I wasn't just pouring something that was just boiling into it. Okay. And so this is going to be... Oh, with our rice, too. Our enchilada filling. And there we have our rice. Hey, Crab Trap! Pull that lime out of there. It's done its job. The rest of this I'm just going to toss in there. I am doing quite fine tonight. How about yourself? We got some loveliness going on here. We got some deliciousness going on here. We got our filling for our enchiladas. We got rice, beans, meat, veggies, a little leftover cheese sauce, some herbage. Nice, Crab Trap! Congrats! I'm gonna start with a little bit of layer of sauce on the bottom. Just a light layer. So that we can build upon that. And this will work. Now we need a little more mixing. Need that a little bit more homogeneous. There we go. Peppered, nice. Let's see, I'm trying to visually guesstimate 6 of these out of this. And so, just take this and give this a careful roll. Down in it goes. I've never been really successful at baking bacon roses. I've never been good at sort of coiling things really tight and getting those great centers to them. Much better at making icing roses than I am anything else. But you can cheat with those. You can just put a center stem to them, basically. Hey, Maz. We're going pretty simple with the description for tonight's dinner. I don't know, I guess I wasn't in the typing mood earlier today when I wrote it. A little bit, yeah. This was more using up all the stuff that I bought for those nachos the other night. We got all that salsa and guacamole and stuff left over. And I sort of started with either end here. That way, when I get to this last one here, and I'm not sure that I have enough for it, I think I will, but if I end up with one a little bit short, ends up in the middle, so no one notices. And technically, this should probably be 5 or 7 instead of 6. If you're serving, it's always good to serve things in odd numbers. Yeah, this one's a little bit lighter than the rest, but not by much. Get out of here, La Tortilla. A Sonoma company. Alright, so we got our 6 enchiladas there. Sort of packed in. What did I do with that spatula? Oh, it's down here. Get that lens off. And then down the center, you sort of want to allow the ends to still be able to dry and crisp up a little bit. So you don't want to soak them entirely. Some people like doing that, but I like getting a little crispiness, a little crunch to go with everything else. Do a little spread out. Yeah, I mean, we're only putting them in the oven here for 20-25 minutes. And I've forgotten my battle. Let's do our battle. I've actually got help this time. Woohoo! We'll do haste since we got people on the battlefield. No sweat. How come no one guessed salami? How can you miss salami? Victory. Victory. Who's gonna get that 200 gold? That's a nice pickup. I'm thinking it might be McMurgo. And Kip gets it. Congrats. I'll do one more of these tonight. I need to level up these down here. I'm gonna put my barbarian out here. Okay, so these are going into the oven just like this. once I get all this onion out of the bowl. Oh, why not? Let's use up the last of this salsa over the top, too. Okay, these are going into preheated 350 degree oven. "25-minute timer. And I'm going to take a 9-minute break here while I do a little cleanup. And I'll see you back in a couple of minutes while that's baking in the oven. Oh, I guess I don't have a button for it anymore.
Here's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience it comes apart. Add additional ingredients if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads.
Great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice-cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for movie week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years.
But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime grade nourishment.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender, quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open, simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Here's the newest, most exciting sound.
Alright. We're repeating now. So I'm back. Did a quick kitchen cleanup. Got majority of my dishes cleaned up here. Just gonna have to wipe things down hopefully here after we're done. Good to go. I thought they were still doing that. I thought someone else was doing that for them these days. Then again, maybe that just disappeared. I haven't had TV for probably a decade now. Oh yeah, those incredibly, like, you're gonna pull out a drawer and it's a dishwasher. I've worked in a couple of places that have drawers that are refrigerated. Like home kitchens that are refrigerated. But, yeah, I don't see that in the average person's house. Me too. Do they still have that at Epcot? Did they get rid of Tomorrowland? Is Tomorrowland still there? That was awesome too. Right in that same vein. Well, they're trying to do the flying cars now. They're trying to do them. If you look at, I don't know. I love the design of them though. There's a couple of companies out there. One of them's by one of the Google founders. There's a couple of them out there, but they're like 6 fans. It's sort of like half helicopter. It's sort of like I don't know if you've seen them or not, but they're like 2 wings with 3 fans on either side of the vehicle, and it's like the whole thing has to be like completely shut down and dead silent before I would want to get even close to getting into that cockpit. Yeah. Of course, I can't wait for, like 10 years from now when I don't have to deal with traffic anymore. I mean, I love taking a car out and going for a drive, don't get me wrong. But I have no interest whatsoever with dealing with traffic. And my life would be so much better if I just let a car deal with it. Sit there and focus on my phone or something. I think a lot of the people that are against autonomous vehicles are going to take a ride and be like, yeah, okay. That needs a little more work. But I mean, we essentially already fly our planes by wire. the pilots these days are mostly there for their experience and be able to pick up if the computer messes up. Oh, it's right. I'm in a small little town here in Sonoma, and yeah, people love to use like the center median as like an on-ramp. It drives me nuts. Like they'll pull out in the center of the road and then sit there with their turn signal on, and then someone will stop for them. It's like, what? You're just enabling them. Yep, there's a lot of things. Like, I can't stand dealerships. I don't know why we have we built dealerships into law originally to protect the auto dealers, sort of like there wouldn't be the tobacco lawsuits against auto dealers for all the deaths that they create in cars, because they didn't sell you the car, the dealership did. And so it's all like built into law here. And so you have like Tesla coming in that doesn't want to do dealerships. And there's actually states that Tesla's not able to sell in because their cars have to be sold by dealerships. Or you have my dad, who's a retiree of a auto company. I should be getting a discount. Since I've lived in California, I haven't had a single dealership like truly honor the his retirement. What? No one got chowder? Yeah, there's also a company, I think it only is in like Southern California, but it was bought by, I think it was Ford Motor that bought it. And they had a sort of interesting concept. It was like, I'd try that. It was, you essentially buy a lease from them for a 5-year lease with them. And that lease includes all your maintenance fees, all your insurance fees. It's the whole thing wrapped up into one package. You just pay them the money, go and get the thing fixed. Which would be awesome as long as they're, you know, reliably fixing and things like that. Which I don't know, but it just seemed like a much better situation than, you know, figure it all out and deal with it every year after year when they raise your rates and you got to figure something else out. Let's just leave it here. My most recent vehicle, they sort of honored it. They gave me... They still worked it to their advantage, but they sort of honored it. The retirement employee plan is sort of be like, which I don't even understand why the dealerships don't want to do it. I only think it's maybe the salespeople don't want to figure out the paperwork. I don't know. Because from what I understand of it, what happens is the dealership basically didn't have the car on their lot as far as paperwork. Ford or the dealership sells you the car, and then Ford sends out another one to them, you know, right away, sort of a thing. Like, they didn't miss the car at all, and Ford pays them their commission. That's an interesting one. I say every one of them's interesting. You catching on to this yet? I never really try and figure out any of them for you. Nope, only one E. There's two E's in there. Hmm. Five minutes until we see what these... Well, I'm going to take a quick look ahead of time here. I'm okay with that. Let's take our wrap off of our guacamole from the other night. Like I said, that has a little oxidation going on there that we didn't really want, but that's still looking pretty good. I put quite a bit of lime juice in here, though. Just mix all that in. Oxidized avocado is not bad for you, really. Well, it's one of those things where it's not going to kill you. And the only real reason you need to get rid of it is it does add a slight bitterness to it. This one is... That was light enough that I doubt that's going to change the flavor of this much at all. Logan, yeah, I was thinking Legionnaire myself, but that didn't work either. That was the last word I came to mind, and I gave up on it. Not sure what to do with that one. We're going to need this here so we can show everyone what we got. I don't know. Let's see what that is. Algo. It's a garnish of tomatoes and sweet potato croquettes. It's a French term. What do you folks think? So you think I should make that picture bigger? Or do you like the size of the GIF when Giphy's used? It's one of the more recent additions to the stream. Okay. Yeah, I size most of myself to... I know we have a fair number of people on Twitch looking on phones and on mobile, and that number is probably only going to increase as the years go. But I do sort of size my stream more for computers than for... Like all the text down at the bottom, that's not going to be readable if you're on a phone. But I mean, about the only thing that's sized for a cellular phone is my title up there at the top. Yeah, I watch a little bit on mobile too, but the mobile app actually irritates me quite a bit. I don't like how hard it is to look at, like, people's about pages, or you gotta play games to do everything other than just watch a stream when you're on the mobile. What did I do with you? Where did I hide you? Just somewhere I couldn't see it. So there is our... Here comes our enchiladas out of the oven. Let's go to the board view. We're not done baking these. I lied. Now we're finishing them up. And if I'm being honest, I should have put the cheese on there earlier. Let's give that another 5 minutes. That'll give us time to do our battle here in 2 minutes. Cheese is a beautiful thing. Still got a couple of tortilla chips from the other day. These have actually held up pretty good. I've done a pretty conscious job at keeping them well airtight. But yeah, got a couple of nachos left over. I've been picking at those at lunchtime. I only made it through about half of that platter of nachos Friday night. That was a pretty big platter of nachos. I probably should have scaled that down a little bit. Damn tasty, though. Crawfish. I like crawfish. It's been a long time since I've had crawfish or crayfish or crawdads or miniature lobsters or lobsters of the South. Well, thank you, Gaia. Crawdad's making me want to do etouffee. It's been a long time since I made some etouffee. Let's do our bottle. Yeah, let's just kill these all quick. Thank you for that follow, Kimura. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Hope you're having a lovely evening as we wrap up our enchiladas tonight. Nice crab trap. Let's see if we get any good rewards here. 10 gold ain't bad. Who's gonna get the gold? Kip! Running away with the rewards tonight. Gaia helping out with those assists. Thank you, thank you. Some goodies for me. Ooh, quest. Okay, good on that. We got anything we can buy for our army here? We need to level all of these here. We got Archer, Barbarian, Centurion, Monk. Barbarian. Barbarian. Archer. Archer. Okay. Because we're trying to get all those, this next set of 5 here, trying to get all 10 above level 20 for that quest. So that is my current effort here on this. And we're going to call it quits for that for tonight. We'll start back with that on Wednesday. Wednesday we're going to have the result of our ingredient battle. We've got a tie right now. We got dried shiitake mushrooms fighting against Luxardo or the true maraschino cherry for Wednesday's dinner. I'll have to take the winning ingredient, use that for savory and sweet. So that'll be on Wednesday. Thank you, Gaia. So that's Wednesday, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm planning on staying around home a little bit more now with hospitals filling up. So I'm going to probably do some planning here for the future. Let's see what other goodies we got here in chat. I was gonna show something here. If Kip's still floating around, this is something you should get a kick out of. Besides just my memes channel, but not that one. These. Or if any of you guys that like those older commercials, these 3 here, these ads are hilarious. Sack of sauce and a can of meat. 3 meats and barbecue sauce. The wiener the world awaited. Or maybe you're a fan of, here's the other one that I passed up earlier, yeah. Maybe you're a fan of, peanut butter and mayo sandwiches, which were apparently a thing in the 60s or 70s. And there's, like, recommendations. If you zoom this in, these recommendations are all hilarious, too. But that's fun, a fun channel for a little of that. But, let's see. We got some new food picks. We got New Vision with... Has he been streaming again? Or is he streaming this? Or is this just more food made at home? Either way, that's good. Oh, and I forgot to put my photos up there on Friday, but we got... Devil was asking me questions on how to make his pork the other night. And these are all my past food photos in this stream. And so, yeah, Wednesday. I'll let that run until Monday. We've gotten a vote since I hyped it up here. And we'll see who wins on Monday. Wednesday, I'll let you know by Twitter which I'm doing. Cat made a Chipotle peanut butter burger that was... Peanut butter burgers are a cool thing. Those are not bad. Well, let's see what we got here for enchiladas. Let's see what we got. Now that's looking nice and hot and bubbly. Anyone hungry? I'm hungry. I think it's time to make a plate. I sort of want to throw guacamole on this for the picture, but... Take a photo of this after I get out of my game I was playing earlier today. Yes, I was actually playing a game. I'm addicted to nonograms. Actually, that was the wrong place to put that. We want that easier to grab. I can turn that oven off now. Let's see if I can get this to come out nice. I don't think I will, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh, it's already... We got some stickage. That's all stuff I missed, but there we go. That looks like a plate of food to me. So do we have anyone wishing to guide the raid tonight? Otherwise, I think I'm just going to call it a night. I don't know if we have any. I haven't even looked to see who's streaming tonight. No, that's not where I want to be. Hopefully that's not echoing what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah. I think I'm going to call it a stream there. Want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. Thank you. Be back here on Wednesday, like I was saying earlier, with the Discord challenge. Back on Friday and Sunday, too. Hopefully have some plans for that coming up this next week, instead of just surprising everyone. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night. Bye-bye now.